I'm an illustrator in 12-step recovery, and if you go to any recovery meetings, or even if you don't, you probably are familiar with a prayer called the Serenity Prayer. It's the one that goes, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and so forth. The prayer is very meaningful to me. It actually is not written by anyone in the 12-step program. It was written by a theologian named Reinhold Niebuhr. But he wrote it about the same time that the big book was being written. The big book of Alcoholics Anonymous was being written, which was in the 1930s. I got a 1930s dictionary and started looking up words. And back then, I looked up the word not, because that's in the Serenity Prayer. Grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change. I looked up the definition. It says it's an adverb. It makes negative a word or a group of words. And that makes sense in the context of the prayer. It's the things I cannot change. And if you go to TwelveDrawings.com, you'll hear a little bit more about the backstory of this drawing. But it is pretty simple. You've got someone riding a horse in a horse riding ring, sometimes called a manege. And they are riding along. You can tell where they've been. They jumped over one jump, they went over another jump, they went over another jump, they went over another jump, and all of a sudden, someone, probably the horse they were riding, decided they weren't so happy about going over this jump. That's called an unmanageable horse, or a rider who cannot manage his mount. And that is a key word in 12-step recovery, because in step 1 it said our lives had become unmanageable. And therefore, this is an illustration not only for the Serenity Prayer, but it also is a reminder of what it looks like where your life's going along fine and you think you're doing a great job, and all of a sudden your life, meaning the horse, something that is not you, but it is supposedly controlled by you, suddenly goes out of control. And everything you try to bring it back into control and make it follow your plan stops working. That's called make negative a word or group of words. You can read more in, as I said, the site 12drawings.com. Thanks so much for listening.